I will never forget the first time I saw Necker. I mean, I saw it from a little helicopter, pristine reef all the way around the island, pristine blue seas, pristine sand all the way around the island, and seas so clear that you could actually see rays in the seas. You could see the occasional basking shark in the sea, you could see turtles, and it was absolutely exquisite and completely unspoilt, and nature as it should be. And I think as a country boy with a father that loved wildlife, I got interested in wildlife. We used to go for great walks together and he would point out the different birds, and it captivated me. And I think I've been interested in wildlife ever since. As anywhere in the world, unfortunately less so in the Virgin Islands, the most places in the world, the more and more people, the more and more demand on lobsters for eating, fish for eating, species in the oceans and on the land started to get depleted. And I quickly realized that unless something was done about it, we wouldn't have any sharks left in the oceans, we wouldn't have any turtles left in the oceans. And so a number of years ago decided to try to do something about it so that our oceans could be treated in a sustainable way instead of an unsustainable way. I remember distinctly seeing two films. One was Sharkwater, made by Rob Stewart, which depicted the mass slaughter of sharks around the world. And then I saw the film The Cove, which made me realize that the slaughter of these beautiful creatures, the dolphins, had to stop. I think those two films influenced me the most. And ever since then, I've either used myself, my blog, my social media to get out there and campaign against issues around the world that I think are wrong and which are going to affect species adversely. I spent a lot of time actually getting out there and diving with whale sharks, with giant manta rays, with sailfish, with humpback whales. Dr. Sylvia Earle has had perhaps more influence than anybody. She is a professor of the oceans. She's studied the oceans. She spent more time under the oceans than I suspect she spent above the oceans. She took me to the Antarctic to open my eyes about the species there. And we worked together on something. We're both ocean elders with a team of 12 other ocean elders. We use our clout with different people in the world to try to campaign to get things changed for the better. There's a very good charity called Wild Aid that do tremendous oceanic work. They're a campaigning organisation. I've worked with them on shark finning, and they've got celebrities to work with them. We went to China together and held a big press conference in Shanghai to try to persuade the Chinese the damage it did if they bought shark fin soup. He's an enormous celebrity in China. For him to speak out on a subject like this is very, very influential. There's still a long way to go, but it definitely is improving. I think if the greatest sea, i.e. the vast amount of the oceans, could be controlled by governments and laws could be enacted to stop bottom trawling and long lining, that would make a very, very big difference. I think on top of that, I would just create a lot more marine reserves around the world, not only protect the species in those marine reserves, but also, as a result of those species being protected, increase the numbers all around those marine reserves dramatically. I think the successes that the Ocean Elders have had over the last year have been quite considerable. By getting Costa Rica to ban shark finning, getting the rest of Central America to ban shark finning was a great success, and I actually went to Costa Rica to sign that act into law. In Australia, we gave a big push to trying to create the biggest marine reserve around Australia and succeeded at that. That will make an enormous difference, I think, to future species in the ocean. Just occasionally you go for a dive in the oceans and you find an extraordinary reef, extraordinary amount of fish life, and you see the oceans as they were 100 years ago. And that's what we've got to try to get the oceans back to. And I think, with a real push, hopefully we can do so.